when I was married 20 years. Oh, how did you get through year two? How did you get through year one? And people would just come to me. I went to that workshop and I left there and I signed up for one on one with Lady J. That was the game changer. Surround yourself with like minded people. Find someone that can coach you. Do I have what it takes to be a wife? It's more than just the honeymoon. You start having this schedule, you got to cook. You start dealing with children. You have blended families, in-laws. All you see is people posting these happy pictures. Oh, my husband just bought me this Louis Vuitton purse. We as women do that. We don't see men. They don't tell you of the argument that they had, the big heated disagreement that they had the night before. Learning how to be a wife, learning how to be a single woman, how to love yourself as a single woman. Oh, you're 25, you need to be married. You need to get married so you can have children. What is your why? Why do you want to be married?
Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome into this very special episode of The Thrive Show with yours truly, Giovanna, Lady J. Ellison. I am here to help you thrive in life and in business while keeping God first. I cannot tell you how excited I am today to have one of my very favorite people on the planet, Janice Vance. Listen, this woman is not only is she brilliant, and not only is she sincere in what she does, but she has a story to tell, specifically when it talks about relationships and marriage and thriving in your life as well. So I'm going to get to her in just a minute. But if you're new here, again, welcome in. We would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and also make sure that you sign up for the newsletter. The link is below so that you never miss a fresh episode when they come out. So Janice Vance, she's an author, she's a speaker. She was at one of my very first events when I started my business. Janice, I am so thrilled to have you here. Welcome in.
Thank you, lady. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so honored to be on your platform.
Oh my gosh. Listen, this was an easy decision to make when we were doing interviews. So, talk to us a little bit about your journey, how you got started and really what pushed you into entrepreneurship today.
Yes, like Lady J said, I am an author and speaker. My platform is women majoring in their marriage. My platform is for women that are married, want to thrive in marriage, those that are engaged, want to prepare for marriage, and then those that are in their season of waiting, encouraging them to prepare for being that wife that they want to be. I am so honored to be here. And like Lady J said, I got started right after I retired. I retired from the federal court 13 years ago. 13 years ago. And I knew when I retired, I wanted to do something that would feed my soul, something that would make me happy, and at the same time pour into other women. And I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the strategy. I didn't know where to start. So I was like, after I retired, I said, well, my husband and I, we had rental property. So I started researching on housing veterans. I was
Nice.
doing all the research. And that's where I was kind of at. I had met with the VA and all that stuff. Then I went to one day, they say one day, I
Yay.
went to Lady J workshop. At the workshop, I expressed because the question was asked, what do you want to take away from here? What do you want to do? And that's what I said. But one thing she said there is, what is it that people come to you about? What is it that people always ask you about? What is that you passion that you can just do in your sleep and that you love? That flipped the switch for me.
Wow.
I knew I loved traveling. I knew I loved marriage, family, just pouring into people. My husband and I, we've been married 46 years, and people were when I was married 20 years. Oh, how did you get through year two? How did you get through year one? And people would just come to me and always ask me, not that we had a perfect marriage, because let me tell you, those that say they got a perfect marriage, they just, okay, we're going to leave that there. But people was admiring me and people was asking me questions about marriage. And I went to that workshop and I left there and I signed up for one on one with Lady J. That was the game changer.
Wow.
I went to that when I signed up and we had that one-on-one. We met at Panera Bread. I didn't have a name. I didn't have a name of my business. I didn't have an email. I didn't even know about how to even do all that. We sat there and got my email address. We sat there and got my name. We did, you said, wait a minute, hold it, let's do this now. And we did it at that table, and that was a game changer. Then I wanted to get everything perfect. Lady J comes out with this book. You have what it takes. Is it you have what it takes? A start when you have what it takes. You
Yeah.
have what, and I read that book on start before you read it. Don't try to get it all perfect. That was the game changer, and I started from that point. And now today, I have written my book. I written my first book in the midst of the pandemic. In the midst of the pandemic, I written that book. I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast, personal group on Facebook called Women Majoring in Their Marriage. And God is just truly blessing me. And for that, Lady J, I'm forever grateful for you being that midwife for me. Just turning everything around. I'll tell anybody you have what it takes.
Wow. Okay, so I'm getting chills and goosebumps over here just hearing your story. After all those years of being in the government sector, you knew when retirement came, you didn't want to just retire.
Mm-mm.
You wanted
Right,
to reinvent yourself and you wanted to
right.
create something. So, what do you tell the person who's listening now and maybe they're in that situation that you were several years ago and they're on the verge of something transitioning in their life, something getting ready to change, but they're scared to take the leap. They're scared to take the next step. How do you encourage someone to get out of their own way?
And we can be our own critic. And I would say start before you're ready. Don't try to get it all right. Just start. And because when I started my YouTube channel 5 months ago, Lady J encouraging me to do, encouraging us to do that. And I'm in her Lady J Mastermind class, which have changed my life and have gotten me out of my comfort zone. So just start, just do it. Don't if you know you're passionate about it, you know that's what you called to do. Don't try to figure it all out. Because you'll look back on some things that you did when you first started and you'll be like, wow, I have really grown. Wow, I said this and I have really grown. Just do it. Start before you're ready. You have what it takes. Don't prolong it. Don't prolong it. I did not want to sit after I retired and just lie dormant. I just did not want to do that. I wanted to be a blessing to people. And remember that your testimony, your story is not all for you. It's for somebody else. So don't sit on it. Don't sit on it. Get out your own way and do it.
Janice, what's interesting is that, you saying this language, like start before you're ready, get out of your own way, all that sort of thing. What I recognized about you, even from that first event that you were at, is that there was a hunger inside of you that was there even before we met. Talk to the people listening how Les Brown, I think he says, Les Brown says you have to be hungry, right? You have to have a
Hungry.
desire, hungry. You have to have a desire to want to learn and to want to grow. Talk to us about how to develop that hunger and how to develop the right hunger for the right things.
I think it's so important is to surround yourself with like minded people. Find whatever that is that you're hungry for, and that is whatever you want to do. Find someone that can coach you, can inspire you. You don't know it all. Find somebody that know more than you. If you're in the circle and you're the smartest person, you need to change circle. You need to change circle. That's so important. When you start hanging around people that want to go somewhere, that want to do something. I wasn't trying to hang around people retired with. It was 5 of us retired the same day. I didn't want to hang around people that was looking forward to retire and just kicking back and doing nothing. Yes, I love it. I love that I can manage my own schedule. I'm not on nobody else's clock. I love that, but I wanted to do more. So get around someone that can help you. Get in. I've been in late J Mastermind. I've been in there from the beginning. As a matter of fact, I'm a certified Lady J coach.
Woo, woo, woo. Yes,
And
you
I say that again.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I tell you, Janice, this is so good. This is so rich because you are hitting on the points of what it takes to be successful as an entrepreneur is hungry, humble, and smart. And you had all three of those characteristics going from you going for you from the very beginning. So let's turn the corner here and let's talk to us a little bit about women who come to you and say, Janice, help. I'm a single woman desiring to get married, or I'm a married woman who's drowning in her marriage. How do you help those kind of women, and what are some of the challenges you see the most with them?
As we all know, marriage is work. Marriage is work. Marriage, you have to have resilience and endurance in marriage. So I encourage those that are married, and what I see in married women is sometimes not intentional. We can allow our marriage to drift away because we're so busy. We're so busy, and that's what I'm seeing. Married people, not just married people, are being burnt out. We trying to do it all, and people getting frustrated. So the marriage is put on the back burner. Then you got that one that in her season of waiting, she's looking at the mirror and she's like, well, they don't look happy. They don't look like they're thriving. They don't look like this. Then you got that one that's engaged, want to get married, but haven't even thought about, am I am I marriage material? Do I
Mhm.
have what it takes to be a wife? It's more than just the honeymoon. It's
Uh,
more than just the honeymoon. Honey, after the honeymoon come and you come home, you go to the mailbox, you start getting those bills at the mailbox. You start having this schedule, you gotta cook. You start dealing with children. You have blended families, in-laws, all those different things. It's a lot to consider. So I see that in so many people, and I guess the common denominator is so many people are so busy. We have to just slow down sometimes. And I know with myself, I find myself that I have to always take a check and say, you know what, I need to slow down. I need to let me shut this computer down and let me just go sit right by my husband and lay by my husband or whatever. Because we'll get busy in the things that we love. And
yes.
we look in time, you could be on your computer and you look, you working, and 3 hours has passed by. So we're in a busy society. We're in a noisy world. It is so noisy out there. We got so many people trying to please people. And Lady J, you look on all social media, all you see is people posting these happy pictures. My husband and I, we just came back from Africa. Oh, my husband just bought me this Louis Vuitton purse. You know, we as women do that. We don't see men. Bought me
Mhm.
this. Oh, me and my husband, they don't tell you of the argument that they had, the big heated disagreement that they had the night before. So people is looking at all these beautiful images of marriage. Marriage is work. It's not for the faint at heart. It's work. And you have to be willing to put in the work. So that's what people are busy. We live in a noisy society. Women, you got so many single parents just burnt out. You have married women burnt out. You have people. I was talking to this young lady, and I'll be brief, about 3 weeks ago, and she lives in another state or whatever. But this lady is well known. She found me in my Facebook group, and she has the most beautiful testimony of how she said that I encouraged her, but she don't want it to be known. But she went through so much, and when I asked her to do one thing, and that was to take a selfie. I said, take a selfie, turn the camera around, take a selfie of yourself. You done told me all about your husband. He's so busy. He doing this. People calling y'all. Gotta do this. You gotta do that. People dying. You gotta bury folks. There's some son in jail. You gotta go here. All these different things. And she said when she turned that selfie around, it changed her life. She started looking at herself. She said, "What
Wow.
is it? What is it that I want him to be that I can be to him?" She sent me the most powerful testimony, and I'm sworn I cannot share it, but that's the kind of thing people look at people and don't know their story.
Right. Oh, Janice, this is so rich. I really appreciate what you shared about how the undercurrent of what you teach and in what on how you help women strategize and think about marriage is based in biblical principles, and it's based in real time truth. I like the example you gave about the Louis Vuitton handbag. It made me think about a quote I heard on Dave Ramsey's show. It says, brand name labels do not impress or empower me. And somebody needs to hear that, who's going into debt to buy another purse,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yes,
So
yes.
I love that you're focused on that. So as you're doing that, how have you found, in addition to the testimony that you shared, but are you finding that more and more couples are reuniting, or are you finding that some are just coming to the awareness that, you know what, maybe this isn't such a good idea? Is it a tit for tat or?
It's both ways. It really is. It's both ways. It's both. You hear some say, "Look, I tried. I did all I can. This is it." And you
Mm,
have some say, I'm willing to give it another try."
right, right,
So
right.
it's really, really both ways. Both
Yeah,
ways. It
wow.
is.
So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about your book. What was your book based on, and who is the book for?
The title of my book is Women Majoring in Marriage. Women Majoring in Marriage. When I say majoring, that means that they're learning as if you're in school, in college, and you're majoring in a particular subject. We're majoring in marriage. So therefore, you're learning it, meaning that you do not have it all together. You're learning. So the book is about majoring, learning marriage, learning your spouse, learning how to be a wife, learning how to be a single woman, how to love yourself as a single woman, how to find your own self. A lot of time people say they want to be married and they really haven't even gotten over the past hurt and pain from the other relationship. And then they take it over into the next relationship and they bleed on that person that didn't even cut them. That person didn't even cut them. So it's inspiring women to major in marriage, regardless if you are already married or if you're engaged or if you're in your season of waiting. And I shared in my book, one of my major testimony was when the marriage vow in sickness and in health has been challenged.
Mhm,
When we so happily say I do to
mhm,
those things, we happily say I do. In sickness and health, battle, work, all those, yes, I do, I do. But we never think that one day we might be challenged with that very thing that we so happily said I do to. And that happened to me. That happened to me 5 years ago. Had a ruptured disc, went in for a surgery, left the surgery went fine, left and went to rehab. That I was going to be there 21 days. While I was there on my third day, I woke up with a sharp pain in my chest. That pain hit me in my chest, and I couldn't even call nobody. I couldn't even reach my call button there. But a
mhm,
nurse heard me calling out and came to my room, and I told her to get my nurse. And when the nurse came in, I told her to call my husband. And then I said, call 911. She said, I can't use your phone. So she went out in the hall and left me in the room with the tech. And when she left me in the room with tech, I told the tech to come close because my voice was leaving. I said, tell my family I died. I said, tell them I died. Tell my husband I died. He just left me last night and I was fine. He's going to think it was my surgery. I said, something has happened to my heart. 3 days has passed. This is a lot between that, but 3 days has passed. I'm off of the ventilator, had been on a ventilator that was breathing 100% for me, 100% for me. But God wasn't ready for me. He was not ready for me, was not ready. And that inspired me to write my book right after COVID because they didn't even know my sister-in-law had COVID, but we sure that's what it was because the next day everything shut down. My
mhm,
sister-in-law passed, and when my husband and I was on our way leaving the hospital back to her house, God had been dealing with me about that book, and I was like, "Oh God, your life can change in a moment." She had so many goals and dreams.
I know.
And that encouraged me. Like Miles Monroe say, Lady J, so many people take
Mhm,
their vision, their dreams to the grave. I said then, I said, Lord, I don't want to take this vision to my grave. When I got to her room, her house, my husband and I went back to her house. Going to her house, she's not even there. I sat in that room, I pulled my laptop out, and I
Mm.
wrote the title of my book. And
Mm.
from that point on, so many people has been inspired. On my YouTube channel, I just posted um a short version of my testimony. Again, I shared it many times, but that that brought so much reality to me, and showing that your marriage vow, how my husband had to be there for me. I couldn't even take the top of the water bottle. I couldn't take the top off the toothpaste
My God.
because the ventilator had stripped
Mm.
all my strength, the nerves in my body. I had to have therapy. I had to have people come to the house three to 4 days a week. I was on a walker. The lady J, that therapist would come to the house and say, "Well, we're just gonna walk from your bed right here to this hallway right here." I would get there. I said, "Can I take a few more steps?" Because I knew I was not gonna be on a walker the rest of my life. I knew I had things to do.
Yes, you do. Woo! You Janice wouldn't have it. You're too fashionable for that anyway, Janice.
I knew, and my husband had to take care of me, Lady J. And you never would think. And I'm not the most easiest person. When I say that, I love people and stuff, but I'm so particular. And my husband was so patient with me, and that's when I really learned how your marriage vows can be challenging. You don't even know. He was actually a caregiver. I mean, I do not like stuff all over my nightstand. He knew it. And he was like, let me get this up, let me clean this up, and let me do this, and let me do that. He did everything to make me happy. He knew how particular I am about certain things. And I don't like clutter, I don't like junk, I don't like all that. And he knew it, and he did it. He did it.
Oh, Janice, what a testimony. I mean, you have come, it's almost like you have come full circle into the journey that you've been through and the hardship that you've been through. God knew that he could trust you to go through this because you would ultimately give him the glory. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Listen, we're going to bring this plane in for a landing, but I want you to encourage somebody out there, um, maybe who is even dealing with a soul tie. My husband talked a little bit about soul ties in his book as well. Uh,
Yes.
but I want you to encourage the woman, even the man listening, who is struggling with their fleshly desire and then what God wants for them. They put that desire before the Lord, but yet they feel like they're not getting any results, or maybe, maybe it's just not their time.
Their time.
Encourage that person who's listening, and then speak a little bit to the fact that marriage is not for everyone.
It's not, and it's okay.
That part.
It's okay. It's
That
okay. It's okay. It's a lot of women, and we look at the biological clock, and we allow people to put that biological clock. Oh, you 25. You need to be married. You need to get married so you can have children. Oh, you 35. You haven't had any children yet. They put that biological clock and put that pressure on you. But the first thing is to be true to yourself. What's your why? What is your why? Why do you want to be married? Why do you want children? Why are those things? If you're a single lady and you want to be married, I just truly believe making sure that you're marriage equivalent. And I think the older a person get, and you have to really change when you get married, because you're so used to being independent and doing your own thing and hopping up, getting ready to go. You don't have to tell nobody, hey, I got a meeting at 6 o'clock. You don't have to tell anybody anything. Are you ready for that? Are you truly ready for that? You have to ask yourself. Don't let people put that time chart on you. Marriage is not for the faint. Everybody don't have to be married. Enjoy yourself. Find out if you want to be married. Learn yourself. A lot of people, they vulnerable, and they just go, they settle, they settle, they settle. And I was telling a girl the other day that been saved for a while, but being flesh been tempted. And she was like, "Why is it so hard?" Because now you're dating somebody. You didn't have anything to tempt you. So you felt like, oh, God is a keeper. He's keeping me, keeping. But now you're being tested. Is he really a keeper? And sometimes we put ourselves in those places. Allow a man to respect you. Allow a man to respect you. And I think women, we so vulnerable. We say, we do this, but then we let our guard down. We let our guard down. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Love yourself while you're single. Do things you want to do while you're single. Do things that you want to do while you don't have you don't have any children. Just be true to yourself. Hold on. Just keep praying, praying, praying. And sometimes those that are in that season of waiting, I have seen this. Women in season wait, they dating this guy. Oh, that didn't work. Then they dating that guy. Oh, he wasn't what I thought, but you just said he was this, 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 this. But then now you find out he's not. But you so vulnerable. You so vulnerable. And you know what, Lady J, when a man get ready to find his wife, he's not shopping on the clearance rack. He's not
Right,
shopping. He's not shopping on the clearance rack. He's
right.
not looking at he's not looking at that woman that been from this man to that man to that man, didn't know how to carry herself like a woman. Think about those things. Are you carrying yourself like a wife? Are you a wife material? Are you a wife material? Those
Yeah,
are the things that I encourage women to just stop and think. You say you want this, you think. And I thought about this the other day. My husband and I, we was had been house shopping for a while. And I thought about the house that we put an offer on, and I was so disappointed. Before we can get in our car, somebody else had gotten the house. And I'm thinking about it now, it's like, why did I want that house? And I was like, because I was tired of looking. I was
mhm.
just, we were looking and looking and looking, trying to decide, you're going to build, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. When the right person for you, God would align you up. It's all about alignment. And when that alignment is right, the timing will be perfect. So don't try to make a square fit in a triangle. Don't try to make it look like and when we do that, we overlook all the red flags. Then we want a divorce. But you want a divorce for the things that you said you can change.
There
Think,
is,
ab- think
yeah.
about it.
There is so much that you said there. There is so much there. And I'm so grateful for you sharing. It reminds me of the fact that marriage is the purpose of marriage is
Yeah,
to not only bring us into alignment with God's will, but to extend the family, to grow the family.
yeah,
So that we end up what? Creating other disciples of Christ and end up having a family unit, and many
yeah.
people get married for selfish reasons and selfish purposes, when really, ultimately, it ought to be making us more like God every single day. And one of the things my mom taught me, Janice, growing up, I'm sure your mom taught you the same thing, was to honor God with your body.
Mhm.
And you can honor God with your body in the confines and in the security and safety of marriage, as
Yes.
opposed to, being a free spirit out here and doing.
Right, right.
So there is so much here. We're at our time, but what I want you to do is give our listeners three practical tips that they can take away from this conversation, or just three practical things they can do starting today to really help them get in alignment with their divine assignment.
The first thing I would say is to find out what is your assignment. And that comes with seeking God. Seek God for your assignment. What is your purpose? What is it that people are coming to you about? What is it that people are saying that they see in you and you know that it's in you? First find out first what is your purpose. And then what that purpose is, that's what you focus on. If you know that you are a financial coach, start aligning yourself with getting your finances in order, learning about finances. How can you better your finance? Start doing your research. And then after you do your research, then you have a plan. Get a plan. Get that plan. Get with someone that is doing something that you want to do. Align yourself with that person that's doing what you want to do. Get on a coach. Find a coach. Find somebody that can, like Lady J, I would say that she is there not just to me. She's a midwife. She's one that will birth your purpose. She will birth you into your purpose. Find someone that can do that for you. Stop hanging around people that not going anywhere, or those that are talking about doing it but not taking action. Take action. Those are the three things that I would say.
Mm. Janice, this has been so rich. I cannot thank you enough for
Thank
sharing
you.
your wisdom, sharing your light. And I know that there are those listening who want to connect with you. So tell us how we can connect with you, how we can purchase the book, and anything else that you're working on that you want to share. Be sure to talk about your YouTube channel as well.
My website is www.janicevance.com. I have a Facebook group. It's just for women, a private group, and it's called Women Majoring in Their Marriage. Women Majoring in Their Marriage. My YouTube channel, same, Women Majoring in Their Marriage. And then also the podcast is Women Majoring in Their Marriage.
Fantastic. You're on point with the branding there. Awesome. We'll put all those links below so that you all can click on them and follow Janice for more information. But you have been such a breath of fresh air. You are
Thank you.
so real in what you share. And if I can just say this, I will say from day one, since I met you, Janice, you have been, not only have you been the same, but you have been a woman of integrity. You've been a woman of grace and power. And I want to thank you for your consistency and for your encouragement.
Mm,
Janice and I go way back, you all. For
we
those,
go way back,
we go way back.
way back.
And my goodness, we were talking before we started recording today, just on some of the moments that we've experienced together. And that's the thing, when you are creating a career, don't don't forget to create a life that you love.
Yes, yes.
Spending time with the people you create that. Don't you agree, Janice?
I agree totally. I agree totally. Yes.
Got to enjoy
Mm.
life together. So I am so grateful for you being on. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, everybody, make sure that you follow Janice at the links below. Follow her podcast, especially, and you can follow her podcast on her YouTube channel. And she has some great videos there. I want to make sure that you follow and share with others as well. And that's Women Majoring in Their Marriage, as well as janicevance.com. Listen,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you so much. Remember, where God guides, God provides, and where God directs, God protects. We'll see you all next time. Take care.